joyous. Then everything falls into its place. And then he goes about saying that people are confused about what is good action, what is bad action, and what is inaction. Let me tell you about it. Kim karma, kim akarmeti, kavayopyatra mohita. Even wise ones get confused. Should this action be performed or not performed? Which is binds or not, doesn't bind, it doesn't depend on the action, depends on the attitude with which you perform the action, the intention behind it. That is the key. Action is not the reason for our binding. Our attitude is the reason. Correct the attitude, don't try to correct the action. If attitude is right, action will automatically become right. That is very important, and we all have to attain liberation. So he says that there are three kinds of karma. There is a karmano hapi, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. I will teach you now about what is karma, what is akarma, vikarma, which is and what is akarma. Karma means action, good action. Vikarma means prohibited actions, and akarma means no action at all. Three types of actions exist. No action is also a type of action. That's what he's trying to say. And he says, wisest one, what is to be done, we all know. What is morally right, what is good for everybody, what takes you to your divine self, that is dharma. Use that as the good action. Whatever takes you away from your divinity, makes you selfish, makes you, more full of self-interest, self-centered, avoid all that. Which is morally, legally not right, avoid all that. That is, we all know that. And what is akarma, no action at all. Some people will say, it means not doing anything is no action. No. Krishna says no action is much deeper than that. The one, he says next sloka, karmanya karma yah pashyed karmani akarmani cha karmaya. The one who sees action in inaction. And the one who sees inaction in action. That person is the wise one, he says. Imagine the plight of Arjuna. Krishna simplified. The one who sees action in inaction and inaction in action. He is the wise one. It means the one who is doing everything externally, but within that himself he knows he is not doing anything. That person alone is wise, he says. Who did it? I did not do it. But I saw you only doing it. Yes, the body did it. The mind did it. I did not do it. I as the self was just a witness. Nakartasi na bhoktasi. That is the idea he is telling. And he says the one who does like that in all his doing also, there is no doing at all. But spirituality is all about opposites. He is everywhere, he is nowhere. He is far, it is near. It goes far, it also stays in the same place. This is this kind of what you call paradoxes exist only in spirituality. Are you the doer? Yes. But I am not the doer also, I will say. So they'll get confused. But the truth is that fellow is a wise person. Ashtavakra says, no, Bhranta, they are called, as if people look at them as mad people. But only another mad person like him will understand his madness, he says. Antar vikalpa shunyasya bahi swachanda charina bhrantasyeva dashatas tadrusha eva janate. So this is the idea that worldly people look at godly people as mad, godly people look at worldly people as mad. So only they know each other when they meet each other. So this is the idea. And main idea is that if you have ego, then you are the doer, even if you are not the doer. If you have no ego, you don't identify yourself with this person, body and mind, then even if you do everything, you are free from all. There's a story that how a man who had fathered 100 sons with his wife were crossing a river. The river is in full spate. And the wife said, how do we cross? There's no boat, nothing. He says, no problem. He tells the river, if I am a brahmachari, I'm a celibate, this river should part and give me way. And the river parts. Wife is shocked. She says, but you have fathered 100 sons with me. How can you be a celibate? He says, that is body, it's doing its own duty. I am as self, I am unaffected, I am not the doer. The river understood that. So that is the idea of non-doership and non-enjoyership. They appear to do and enjoy, but they actually don't do either. And I'll skip a few and then says that those who live like this, that is how the karma should be done. And there's this shloka we always use, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi. How is their attitude? Brahmarpanam, the offering is Brahman. The instrument with which offering is made, the ladle is also Brahman. The ahuti, whatever is been put inside the fire, is also Brahman. The fire itself is Brahman which takes it. The one who lives with the attitude attains Brahman, it is said. Ekam eva advitiyam. The one doesn't see the second at all, only sees one. Everything is Brahman. This body is also Brahman, mind is also Brahman, emotions are Brahman, the experience is Brahman, Everything is Brahman. The one who lives with this attitude, he reaches Brahman inside. This is Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. This attitude, with this understanding of wisdom, you must work. And he says that many people do all kinds of worships, to attain this wisdom. Like he goes on to explain, I think from 25 onwards, it goes on till 29, different types of arpanas that they do. Some people offer physical things into fire, and that's how they try to attain divinity, like perform yajna. Some people, what they do, swadhyaya yajna, they do the study scriptures, that is their yajna. Some people offer all their indriyas into their mind and restrain it, like yoga, hatha yoga and all. They are also doing some kind of yajna. Some people engage with the indriyas in the world for the betterment of the world. That is also a kind of yajna. So all kinds of yajnas are being told by Krishna, that all these, some people put the outgoing breath into ingoing breath into outgoing breath. All this is kind of yajna. But what he says ultimately is that everything that we do should be done as the attitude of yajna only, as offering to God. Because yajna shishtamrita bhajo yanti brahma sanatanam. The one who offers everything and only accepts the results out of an offering. Now you go to temple and you don't go and tell the priest, sugar is a little less in your sweet today, prasadam. Can you put a little more sugar in you? You just accept bitter, sweet, whatever you take in and eat it as prasadam. So that is the idea. When you do yajna, you offer whatever comes back to you, take it as prasadam and eat it with joy. Because it is a divine gift. So everything, good, bad, ugly, everything is divine gift. The one who thinks like that, he reaches Brahman, they say. Who has no such a priorities, this is what I want, this I don't want. But those who don't have this attitude, this is a very important thing. Nayam loko asti agyasya kuto anya kuru sattama. He says, for those who don't have this attitude of yajna, they do things for their selfish sake. And he says that these are the various things which Vedas have told, whichever path you take, do it with the right attitude, with the wisdom of why you're doing. This is the main point of this chapter, which we go back again and again. And he says, the one who does this thing, Shreyan Dravyam Yajnat, Jnana Yajnat Yajna Parantapa. He says, rather than doing physical offerings, mental wisdom, Jnana Yajna is more important, he said. Doing physical sacrifice is very easy. Purchase something from the market and put it in the fire and feel good about it. Give up your ego, give up your attachments, give up your likes and dislikes, give up your ideas and ambitions. Which is actually yajna, you tell me? Sacrificing a goat in the temple is very easy. Sacrifice your animal qualities? Nothing. Buddha was telling once, Buddha was going and a lot of goats were being taken to some kingdom for a great sacrifice. So Buddha asked, where are these goats going? So they are all being taken for a great sacrifice. They all will be cut and offered to the deity. Buddha said, let me see what kind of sacrifice and how. Then he goes there, asks the king, why are you killing all these goats? He says, they will attain liberation. He says, don't you want to attain liberation? He says, then why don't you cut your neck? Why are you cutting that poor goat? Goat doesn't even want liberation. You want it. Why don't you chop your head and offer? You're chopping the poor goats. With dravya yajnas. No use. Jnana yajna. Constantly meditate on the truth. That is yajna. Every thought is an ahuti into that contemplative fire of wisdom. I am divine, I am divine, I am divine, I am divine. That yajna you do with every breath, soham, 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 it's telling you in and out. Do that yajna. Don't go and purchase too many material and throw it into the fire. It has to be done for a certain reason. That is one part of it. That is the ritual. Ritual is not spiritual, I always say. Spiritual is that spirit which should be there. And how do we, so the next question, that how do we learn how to do this? He says, Tad viddhi paripatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshinaha. So to learn this kind of wisdom, you need a guru. You must go and fall at the feet of the guru with complete surrender and ask them the right kind of questions, not stupid questions born out of ignorance, but born out of great tapas and penance and great desire to know. Must go to a guru, he says, and fall flat at his feet, with completely surrender to him, and then they will tell you about these truths. Find a guru. Guru is so important in our life. That is why Shankaracharya always emphasizes on Guru's importance of a guru. Guru Kripahi Kevalam. With Guru's grace only we can attain it. Krishna himself is saying, to learn this knowledge, please go and fall at some real Guru's feet, not Guru who has not experienced, who is borrowing the knowledge and telling you. Go to a Guru who has experienced this. All others are Acharyas. They are not Gurus. Guru is the one who has experienced the knowledge. Acharyas are the one who can teach you from a text. Upadhyayas are there, Acharyas are there, various categories of teachers are there, but Guru is the ultimate, and Sadguru is not just experienced, is one who is always in that experience. Outside he may be busy doing 100 things, inside he is always in this experience. Go to that person and learn from him. How should you learn? Completely surrender, empty yourself of all your ideas, attachments, desires, completely surrender and learn from them. That is what he is saying. And Shirdi Baba explains this shloka a little differently. He says, Upadekshanti te ajnanam, he says. They can only teach you about what is not real. What is real, you have to experience for yourself. That is how Shirdi Baba explains this shloka. Even if you go to a guru, he can't show you the truth. He can show you what is untruth. Truth you have to find for yourself. That is how he explains. So he says, if you know this, never again you will get into this attachment of the world. That's why the tasmin drishte paravareshi vidyate hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samshaya shiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravareshi, says Mundaka. Your doubts are dispelled once for all. Your karmas are destroyed once for all. And all your this hridaya granthi, these knots of the heart they call, that is avidya, karma and kama and karma. Ignorance leading to wrong desires, leading to wrong actions. This is cut asunder once for all. That is why Jnana Yoga, because Ajnana leads to all these wrong action, Jnana will lead to right action, right desires of moksha. So this is how it is. And then even the worst of the sinners, this is a very, 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 what you call, for all the people, it's a very comforting shloka. Api chedasi papebhya sarvebhya papa kruttamaha. The worst of the sinners also, if they take to this path, sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrijnam santarishyasi. Like a boat that can carry the sinner and saint together to the other shore, this wisdom can save you. See, you might be the worst of the sinner, Ajamila. Bhagavatam says, worst of the sinner. Last moment he remembers God and he is redeemed. Narayana, he says. And this knowledge can redeem you. Why? Because it's a jnana, it's like a fire. All your karmas are like seeds which are yet to sprout. Put it into fire and roast them, Ramakrishna Paramsa says. They become impotent. They cannot grow anymore. Likewise, Shiyante Chasya Karmani Tasmin Drishte Paravare. Once you know that highest thing, all your karmas are cancelled. What a great relief. Imagine, like COVID times, all exams are cancelled. What a relief. You pass. You pass. What? I didn't study at all. Doesn't matter. You pass. You have three kinds of karma. Sanchita karma, yet which we have created and yet to experience it. Agami karma, which we are about to undertake. And prarabdha, which is right now we are experiencing. Because we did sometime, we are experiencing now. If you know the knowledge of the self, your past karma, that what is there is destroyed, which are yet to bear fruits. The karma that you are going to perform will perform with the right attitude, so that karma phala is destroyed. Now what you are experiencing, which is already in motion, you can't change that, but it gives you the ability to bear it. So both and all three karmas in a way are reduced or destroyed. Even the worst of the sinner, papa kuttamaha, not papi, best of the papis, also are redeemed with this knowledge. He said. That's why he goes to say, yathai dhamsi samidnodni bhasmat kurute arjunaha. Like fire destroys all the wood that is put inside it and it makes into this. Jnana agni sarva karmani bhasmat kurute. This wisdom, fire of wisdom, destroys all our karmas. What a beautiful relief. So for that sake, at least you do. And that's why he praises Jnana. He says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram he vidyate tat swayam yoga sansiddha kalenatmi vindati. This is why wisdom is so important. There is nothing equal to wisdom in this world. This wisdom of the highest self. Why? Because the one who's ready himself to attain this wisdom, sooner or later he'll attain it. What a relief. Kalenatmani vindati. What a hope for everybody. Even the greatest the sinners can attain the highest if they walk this path of wisdom. Go to a guru, surrender, repent for the wrongs and learn what is to be done and follow it implicitly. You are redeemed. Once you know this wisdom, immediately you are redeemed. It goes on to say, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. But who will attain this wisdom? Shraddhavan. Shraddha means absolute sincere devotion and faith. Great interest, intense interest in knowing this knowledge. Yamayavesha runate tena labhyo. The one who really wants it, gets it. The one who wants it, also this and also that, and nice to have it, but not necessary, they won't get it. He wants this and this alone. How it should be, like a man on fire, whose body is on fire of searching for water. Go and tell him, come, we'll see a movie, he will not come. Come, we'll have burgers, he will not come. He says, give me water, I want to jump into a pool. My body is on fire, my hair is caught fire. That kind of intensity, the one who has gets it. So that is Shraddha. Shankaracharya defines Shraddha as Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadaranam Shraddha sa kaditha sadbhi yaya vastu palabhyate. Faith in Guru's word, faith in the Shastras is Shraddha, knowing which one attains the highest wisdom. So Shraddha is your basic prerequisite or qualification to attain wisdom. Once you attain wisdom, you're redeemed of everything. That's why self-knowledge is so important. And he says the one who does not have this attitude, very beautiful, the next line also, Jnanam ladha param shanti machirenat gacchati. Once you know the knowledge, you immediately attain peace. See, this is not a peace that will come after 10 years to you. You sow a seed today, you will get the fruit after 10 years. If you attain this wisdom, then and here and now, you will attain peace. That is the phalashruti of this. Have Shraddha, learn this wisdom from a guru, be sincere in approach, you will attain peace immediately. Beautiful Ashtavakra. Yadi deham pratak kritva chiti vishramya tishtati adhunaiva sukhi shanto bandha mukto bhavishyati, he says. If you can distance yourself from the body and keep your mind at rest, then and there you attain peace and you become free from all bondages. Then and there, what a beautiful thing. If you attain this now and here, I'm not telling after 10 years you'll get your degree. Here and now you can attain wisdom and peace. That's the beautiful. And he says, Agnyascha, Ashraddha Dhanascha, Sanchayatma Vinashyati. This we use Sanchayatma Vinashyati. Those who are doubting Thomases, they perish. Who don't believe in Guru, who don't believe in Shastra, who don't believe in this path of wisdom and spirituality, they're doomed. That's what Krishna is saying. So those who are ignorant and those who have no Shraddha, they are doomed. For them, Nayam Lokasti na paro. Neither this world exists for them, there is peace, nor they will find peace in another world. And na Sukham. There is no peace for Sanchayatmana. For the doubting Thomases, there is no peace. In this world, in the other world, nowhere they find peace. They are always restless and disturbed. And then he goes, says, Yoga Sanyasta Karmanam Jnana Sanchinna Sanchayam. Using this yoga, karma yoga, the one who has renounced the actions and the results, desire for results, and attains this wisdom. This wisdom is like a sword, like a weapon with which you can cut asunder all the ties to this world. Atmavantam na karmani nimagdanti. The one who has established himself after cutting asunder all the bondages of the world, for him there is no binding of actions. This is what everywhere is Ashtavakra says. Dehabhimana pashena chirabaddosi putrakaha. It tells Janaka, for a long time you are bound by your body consciousness. Bodhoham jnana khangena khadgena tan nishkritya sukhi bhava. Cut asunder this binding of the body consciousness with this knowledge that aham, who you are, and be free. How beautiful. And then he says, tasmat jnana sambhutam pritsam Jnana sinatmanaha chitvainam samshayam yoga matittashtoti tishtha bharata. He says, using this weapon, cut asunder all their bondages of ignorance and be free and establish yourself in this yoga of karma, jnana karma, and you will never be bound. This is the jnana karma sannyasa yoga. Do you understand? There is karma yoga, there is karma sannyasa yoga, there is a jnana karma sannyasa yoga. The right attitude which is born out of the wisdom of who you are. Once you know who you are, everything else falls away. Nothing binds you after that. Till you don't know, you are bound, you suffer. That's why self-knowledge is so important. Invest in this. When I tell our students, study Paravidya, spend time learning this, because this is what will save you. Nahi rakshati dukrun karne. This is what will save you. Your math, science, arts will feed your stomach, but it won't save you at the end. This knowledge will save. So this investment will never go waste. Invest in your spiritual growth, spiritual upliftment. That investment will never ever go waste. All other investments today or tomorrow will go waste. What we do today becomes irrelevant tomorrow. Technologies change, knowledge systems change, the world order changes. We don't do the same thing tomorrow, so all our wisdom gets wasted. This one wisdom of the self has been the same 10,000 years back also it was relevant. Today it is relevant, 10,000 years later also it will be relevant. Because this is unchangeable, permanent wisdom. So invest in this. And best part is, as last time we learned, even Swalpamapyasya Dharmasya, even a little of this wisdom if you attain, Prayate Mahato Bhayat. Greatest of the fears are removed, destroyed. Even little you attain. Neha Vikrama Nashosti, there is never an adverse effect. Never this effort is destroyed. You may think, I did not attain God in this birth. Doesn't matter. Whatever effort you have put, it will add on. It will accumulate. And it will help you attain that next birth. You know, a young man comes and hits a stone. It doesn't break. An old man comes and hits a stone, it doesn't break. A young man hits, it breaks. You may think a young man's power, but it's accumulated karma of many, many births. Many young people are great. Shankaracharya is there, so wise. How can you attain wisdom in 8 years, 10 years? No, it's not his 8 and 10 years. It is births after births of bahuni me gatitani janmani. Because of that has come to him. Arjuna has deserved this because of several births of penance. We all have deserved this opportunity because of several births of penance. But human birth itself is a great blessing. On top of that, finding a desire, developing a desire for moksha is the second blessing. And then finding the company of great people. Manushyatvam, mumukshatvam, mahapurusha samshaya. What more do you want? Krishna is saying that only. You're born as human. Develop desire for liberation. All your actions should be oriented towards that. And find a guru who is a living example of such life and attain wisdom. And with that wisdom will redeem you. Even of the greatest of the sins you have committed, even till this morning you have committed sins, by afternoon you are redeemed. How wonderful. And best part is that once you do that, your property changes. You can't go back to your old ways. So there is absolute foolproof methodology. This is. No reversals possible. This is irreversible transformation once for all. All other transformations are reversible. You keep shifting between two states. Once you become God, you are God. You can't become human again. You behave like human, but with complete wisdom of who you are. So that is Karma Jnana Sadhana Sanyasa Yoga. Anyway, this chapter ends here. The next chapter starts, which is Karma Sanyasa Yoga. You will think, from Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga, why is bringing it down to Karma Sanyasa Yoga? Because for everybody, this is not possible. It takes time. But nevertheless, you should know where you are reaching. Where you have to go, at least goal should be clear. But there are milestones to cover. So next chapter is like a milestone that you can cover on the way before you reach this wisdom. So truth is that karma, jnana, bhakti are not different from each other. They all are intertwined. Like a sweet, its weight, its size, its color, its sweetness, all this is together. You can't define it by one and not the other. Like that bhakti, karma, jnana, all are one. By tasting it, we know that it's all one. Fools will keep arguing on it. But the man of wisdom knows everything is one. We do all our actions with this wisdom that we are not the doers or enjoyers. We do it as an offering to our higher self. That is the yajna that we perform. And for what sake? For the betterment of the world. That is good, full of karma yoga's essence. And I hope that you will pay attention, you will contemplate as shrotavyam, mantavyam, nididhyasitavyam. Listen to it, contemplate on it, and practice it. That's very important. So next time you're doing an action, ask, is this going to lead me to liberation or bondage? Am I doing with an idea of doership and enjoyership, or I am free from both? Am I equanimous before, during, and after the action, or I am getting disturbed? Ask all these questions and then perform the actions. And even if you get disturbed halfway through and you feel uncomfortable, take a little pause. Recollect all the wisdom that you have learned and gather yourself again. Calm your mind down. Reorient yourself, realign, and then go ahead in this path. See, when tires go out of alignment, we have to realign them. Otherwise, it will lead to accidents. Like that, when our senses get out of alignment or mind goes out of alignment, go back and listen to the lecture and then again start it. See, unfortunately, in old times, this wisdom was not possible for everybody. But today it is possible thanks to YouTube and, of course, thanks to the people who put these videos on YouTube. But you can listen to it anytime, anywhere, right? So use this opportunity and don't waste this opportunity. This is what I'm saying. Otherwise, we can never recover this loss that we will undergo if we don't pay attention now and here. So wishing you all the very best on your spiritual journey.